I worked as a security attendant in an apartment building. It's 24 stories and is one of the oldest buildings in my city. One night, I'm sitting here when the phone rings about 3 a.m. I answer. "Hello, this is D'Artagnan at the front desk. How can I help you?" The voice on the other end sounds female, but was totally garbled, and the only bit that I could make out was 23rd floor. I tried to tell the person that I couldn't understand them and asked which apartment they were in, but again, they garbled a response saying 23rd floor. I said, "Since I can't understand you, I'll come and meet you in the hallway." So I go to the main elevators, and both of them, surprise surprise, are on the 23rd floor. Luckily for me, we have an old service elevator, and it's only on the 7th floor. I get in, and I hit the button for the 23rd floor, but it won't move, and the inner door will not close. So I go to unlock the reset panel, and boom, we start going up, with the door still open. I'm freaking out and the elevator is shaking because it goes pretty fast and it's quite old. As I'm going up, I just stay towards the back, and finally, I reach floor 23. I step out, door closes just fine, and I look around the hallway. There's no one here. I walk along slowly, trying to listen for anyone who might be awake that's called, but there's nothing. So now I head in the opposite direction and go towards where the regular elevators are. And when I get to them, they're just sitting there with their doors open. I was pretty freaked out, but I knew the elevators could just be on the fritz. So I get in and figure I'll just reset them when I get to the first floor. That's when I hear the sound of the back stairwell closing. So I quickly get out and go to the stairwell. But lo and behold, there's no one there. But the maintenance door to the machine room is ajar. And at that time, I was the only one in the building with a key. See, at the top of the building is a large machine room for housing all the really loud machinery that does stuff in the building and allows access to the roof. I don't really like going in there because it's creepy as hell, and no one ever goes in there. So at this point I'm pretty seriously freaked, but I muster up the courage and head in. I shout "hello," and there's no response. The lights in the room flicker because they're crappy fluorescent lights, so I can't see that well either. But at the end of the room, I can make out the roof access door, and sure as shit, it's slightly open. So I slowly continue forwards, checking the space between each machine as I walk by, and there's no one there. So I open the door to the access roof, and I can't see anyone ahead of me on the roof. But there is a slight wraparound, and if there was a jumper or something I needed to be sure. So I stepped out and leave the door ajar like it was. Almost immediately though, the door is pulled shut. Now I might have written it off as the wind or something, but this door is hard to shut, really hard. I immediately grab the handle and yank it open, slam it behind me and run straight for the maintenance door. It automatically locks when it's closed, so I slam it shut too and go back down to the 23rd floor hallway. I get into an elevator and the door is still open, and I go all the way down to the first floor. I go back to the main lobby, and as soon as I sit down, the phone rings. I pick it up and don't say a word. And sure as hell, garbled voice again audibly says, I hung up the phone, turned the ringer off, and spent the rest of the evening just staring at the parking garage security monitor.